Hello. In terms of the weather across Europe, it's all about the heat through the week ahead, and particularly for Western Europe, where high pressure will start to build and eventually will tap into air all the way from Northern Africa, bringing heat all the way up into the UK and Scandinavia. We've still got frontal systems grazing into the west currently, some heavy thundery rain out of those as the warmer air starts to engage with them. Still some heavy thunderstorms possible further east as well, with a particular target it looks like being Romania on Tuesday. Sunshine for Cyprus, 40 degrees in Nicosia, across much of Greece and Turkey too. Some stray showers across the Balkans. A little cooler across Portugal with the remnants of a frontal system bringing some cloud into the north. Some isolated thunderstorms spreading into the west of France, some for the UK. Some heavy thundery rain for Scandinavia, but just look at those temperatures building across the core of Europe. And as we increasingly pick up that southerly flow and the high holds the cloud and rainfall at bay towards the west, the temperatures will climb, potentially record-breaking heat for the likes of parts of France by the time we get to the end of the week. Certainly a lot of sunshine under that high across the western half of Europe, and temperatures up to 30 degrees even as far north as London. Further east, a lot of sunshine as well, and it does look like we'll see that rain clearing away from Bucharest. Hello. Once again, we're watching severe storms which have brewed up across the plains of the US, tracking their way eastwards towards the Midwest and eventually the Mid-Atlantic for later Monday on into Tuesday. We've seen quite a dip in temperatures behind this weather system for the likes of Colorado, with a patchy frost in some places first thing on Monday. It's going to get milder here though in the coming days. Some pretty hot weather actually ahead of this frontal system across the southeast of the US for Monday. There's the thundery rain. The skies are generally much clearer in the west, although there will be some rainfall around across western Canada. In terms of our temperatures, we're typically looking at the low 20s across parts of British Columbia and Alberta, so into the 70s Fahrenheit. Some significant heat though building across California, Arizona and Nevada at the moment, and temperatures in Phoenix topping the 100 Fahrenheit mark through Tuesday and Wednesday. That's 40 degrees Celsius. Further east, the thundery rain definitely to the forefront of the forecast. Pretty humid too, pulling warm, moist air up from the south as this system rolls in. We'll see it trailing showers though, perhaps as far west as eastern Texas once again, and potentially damaging hail and strong gusty winds as the rainfall moves through. It looks calmer once that system's gone through though by Wednesday. Hello. The Intertropical Convergence Zone is a fancy name basically for a band of rain that tends to sit in equatorial regions, tracking its way north and south depending on whether it's winter or summer in the northern or southern hemisphere. So winter in the southern hemisphere, and this system tends to shift north. It hasn't done so at the moment, though it's still bringing heavy rain into northern Venezuela and Colombia, much heavier than we'd expect at this point in June, and we could see a risk of flooding as that rain is proving fairly relentless. It's pretty dry though across much of Amazonian Brazil all the way into the south. Still a bit of cloud on the tail end of a weather front for Buenos Aires on Monday, much drier though for Uruguay. Fronts quite frequent, however, passing across Chile and Argentina. Some significant snow for the Andes through the early part of the week, perhaps a metre or two in some areas. A drier story for Buenos Aires as the week goes on. Ascension seeing quite a drop-off in temperatures after a warm weekend, but sunshine by Wednesday. Let's head further north, where we're experiencing drier weather as that ITCZ, Intertropical Convergence Zone, is sitting further south for much of Mexico, Belize, El Salvador, Guatemala. However, we will see heavier showers affecting Panama and Costa Rica. One or two showers possible for Cuba, Haiti and the Dominican Republic as well, but they should also be interspersed with some decent spells of sunshine. Hello. We start our forecast for Africa and the Middle East as ever by flying in on our latest satellite picture. This belt across the equatorial region, where we normally see some pretty heavy rain by this point in the year, is not delivering particularly significant totals currently. The wettest weather in the next few days possible, I think, across parts of western Kenya, South Sudan and Ethiopia. Further west, some showers, yes, but perhaps not the totals we'd expect for this point in June. Largely dry to the south of the continent and also to the north, and some very significant heat building across northern Africa as well. Some fairly frequent showers for Lagos though in the coming 5 days. Sunshine for Johannesburg, Dakar and Cape Town. To the north, the heat building, and that extends all the way across into the Middle East. It's what we expect at this time of year, but even by the Middle East standards, temperatures are going to be a couple of degrees, I think, higher for Tuesday. We're also going to develop a strengthening shamal across Iraq, Qatar, Bahrain and down into central and southern Saudi Arabia. So poor visibilities, blowing dust and sand could be an issue also for the United Arab Emirates. But as you can see, this region very much dominated by the sunshine in terms of the forecast, and that just means more heat through the next few days. Hello. The southwesterly monsoon has been lagging about 1 to 2 weeks behind schedule, pushing its way into northernmost reaches of India. In the next couple of days, though, we're expecting further advancement into Gujarat and Maharashtra, so wetter weather on the way here. But actually, in the coming 24 hours, our focus for some of the greatest concern, thanks to heavy rain, will be for the northeast of India, particularly on Tuesday, with the likes of Assam, Meghalaya, Sikkim and sub-Himalayan West Bengal at risk of flash flooding thanks to intense downpours. As we move further north, a much clearer picture, a lot of sunshine across Kazakhstan. That extends all the way down into Afghanistan, but a slightly showerier outlook as we cast our eye across the Hindu Kush and through into the Himalayas. Some isolated pre-monsoonal showers breaking out now across Pakistan, but the rain here becoming more persistent for Mumbai. Pretty showery right the way across the Western Ghats. Some brighter spells for the Maldives, heavy showers for Sri Lanka, and there's your closer look at that heavy rain to the northeast of India, also affecting Bangladesh and northern reaches of Myanmar. So sunshine in abundance really across Islamabad, for example, in the next few days with heat, but showers very much at the forefront of our forecast for Mumbai. Sunshine for Tashkent and also for New Delhi. Hello. The Mayu front is a weather front that brings seasonal rains into central and southern China. It's marked out here on our satellite picture by this line of cloud, and what this front tends to do is just progressively move its way north and south. Through the next few days, though, it's going to be ground to a halt across southern China, so some significant rainfall totals are possible here. Some heavier showers also running into the far south of Japan. But to the north, a lot of sunshine. We extend that across the Korean Peninsula and the Yellow Sea too, with heat building in Beijing. Some heavier rain for the Philippines, particularly western exposures. Some chance of tropical development to the east too, but a relatively low probability at the moment. We've seen a lot of heat across Laos and Vietnam in recent days. The temperatures should regulate somewhat here as we go through the first half of the week ahead. For Australia, central and eastern areas were pretty chilly through the weekend thanks to a southerly flow. High pressure stays in place for Tuesday, but it drifts further eastwards, introducing a northerly flow. That's going to mean some warmer weather for the eastern half of Australia. Still some showers down the east coast. The high keeping things very settled for New Zealand. A lot of fine weather around here. Plenty of sunshine for the coming days. And you can see that reflected in our outlook for Wellington. Rather more showery and cooler for Perth though, as we go through the next 5 days.